Otaku! My name's Matt Acevedo. I've been playing clarinet for 14 years!
Whoa. 14 years.
14 years!
Too long.
I'd stop!
That's 10 years too long.
When I graduated college!
Awesome. You should have kept on it. You could have been a world-class clarinet player.
Yeah, I could have, and then I realized my true passion was comedy! Whoa! And over here we have...
Emma Fife! I am a professional purveyor of opinions.
Yeah.
I like complex, nuanced characters and dislike men stating their opinions as facts.
Actually.
Yeah?
Actually.
Wow. And on the other side of Matt, we have...
I'm Yume. I have pink hair now. That's a fact.
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's true.
It used to be
that
blue.
is life.
And over here we have...
I'm Max, and I don't have a fact, but I'm definitely not quick-witted enough to think of one. That is a fact.
Where's your anime poses, bro?
Oh.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's
Like
going.
everyone.
And
Shows off my chin.
that's good. That's nice. Over on my right...
Hello, I'm Michelle Chubby Bunny, and a fun fact about me is I became fluent in Japanese because I loved anime so much, and that's really embarrassing to admit.
What a weep!
I feel like that's
That's
pretty
how it started.
standard.
That was
Yeah.
pretty
I
spot
know
on.
several people actually for whom that is a true life fact is
It's
that
okay,
they did.
because now we have shows
Yeah.
about that anime.
Right, exactly.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
exactly, guys. And welcome to Hyper Otaku, everyone, our weekly anime talk show where we're going to be talking all the news, all the hot topics here in the anime world. And thank you so much. This is the crew, man. This is the dream team right now.
Yeah.
And hello, everyone in the chat. We see you guys. We love you guys. Welcome, and welcome everyone who loves anime. Welcome all you Otaku and Weeb fans out there. But yeah, we have a great show planned for you today, guys. Let's just get right into it. We got a lot of stuff to get through.
We have so
Oh,
much
man.
stuff.
Rockin' and rolling.
All right.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
So the first section we have is going to be called the Weeb Weekly, where we talk about what's happening in the Weebiverse in the news. This is just, if you guys don't know what Weeboo means, I can't find enough time.
A
There's just
weeaboo.
not enough
A
time
weeaboo.
A
to unpack
weeaboo is
the
an
word.
otaku who has sacrificed basically their social life to be the best
Ba, 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 ba,
otaku
ba.
you can be.
That's right. That's right.
Weeb life.
Yeah.
Weeb life. Weeb life. Where are my weebs? We're probably going to need to get a weeby mode in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody
Weeb.
work on that.
Read life.
This is a great opportunity
W's.
to remind you to subscribe to Hyper RPG. And
That's
so
right.
you can use our obviously forthcoming Weeb emote. Or
Yeah.
Weeb
Weeb
emotes.
emote.
Weeb
Is
emote.
that,
It's
is
gotta
that
be a
that's
set.
not one of them, right?
Yeah,
I don't
no.
know. I just really like that one.
Max,
for
be
some
quiet.
reason. Sorry.
So on to our Weeb Weekly, guys. First thing in Weeb Weekly, we have Marmalade Boy is getting a live action adaptation.
It's true, everybody.
Wow.
That, sorry, I'm talking like this. I
That's
don't know
pretty
why.
vintage.
So, Marmalade Boy, if you do not know, was the most shoujo of shoujo manga that existed in the world by Wataru Yoshizumi. It has so many iterations. I think it originally came out in, where's the information? 1992. Yay. Shows magazine. I'm like trying to look at my
Why
information here.
why do they decide to do this in particular?
Yeah.
Is what I'm wondering. Like, there's so many shoujo manga series that have come out.
It's
that,
because we
like-
live in the nostalgia bomb era.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
I
yeah,
guess
and,
so.
and it's because you've already covered a lot of the other sort of shoujo manga from that era of a similar ilk. I mean, like,
Right.
how many different live adaptations of Hana Yori Dango exist? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
there's
in various languages.
Exactly,
As well.
100%,
Yeah.
exactly. I think that there's definitely a Japanese drama, definitely a Korean drama. There may also be a Chinese
Yeah.
drama. Like, it makes sense to me because,
It's
as you say,
exciting, yeah.
it's
Sure.
definitely the era of what did we like when we were
Mhm.
young, and
Yeah.
people. It kind of circles back to what's going on it's a trend in media across the board
Yeah.
where people are not making films, particularly that are not based on some sort of existing source material that
Nobody
already
wants
has
new stuff.
a built-in fan base. I mean,
So
that's
when
that's
was-
what it's about.
And
When
that's
was
what we get
Marmalade
Death
Boy
Note.
like released in Japan?
It was released in Ribbon magazine, the manga in 1992. It ran until 1995. It came out in America in 1994, 1995, thanks to Tokyo Pop. I used to work with those.
Oh,
They're,
Tokyo.
they're still around. So let's
Oh
not
my gosh.
smack.
Well-
And then in 1995, there was an anime film. In 2001, there was a live-action Taiwanese series. God bless the Taiwanese. Their live-action series are real good.
I feel like
Oh,
the Taiwanese
yeah,
were
absolutely.
like few of the first to like adapt it into like dramas.
Mhm.
Same
Yeah.
with Hana Yoridango. They had like Meteor Garden.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of this.
Hey, Max.
We don't have our things,
I
Max.
know. Persecute me for not reading shoujo manga as a young boy. It really was my fault. I am 100% to blame. So I would like a remake of the Nana series.
Oh,
No, it's had its time in the sun.
done.
Just give it
Well,
give
it's
up.
never
Why?
it's never gonna end.
It's never gonna get finished. It's not done
That's
yet,
true.
right?
No, it's
No.
not gonna ever get
Aizawa
finished.
was like, I'm
Wait,
sick.
it's not done yet? I
She
thought it was
had,
done like 10
she
years
had,
ago.
like,
It's still- oh, it's
arthritis
still
or
going, for
something.
sure.
What?
Yeah.
Aizawa got sick, and so they
Oh, they
basically it's on
hiatused it.
hiatus.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
But
they
it's been on hiatus
Hunter
since
x
like
Huntered it.
2007.
hey, which is back by the way. Hunter x Hunter's back.
Yeah,
I'm
dropping references like, hey, so this movie will be out in 2018. It is starring Hinako Sakurai and Ryo Yoshizawa. Who are these kids? No one knows. But it is directed by Ryuichi Hiroki, who also did the live-action Wolf Girl and Black Prince, which
Oh my God,
none of
which
us
we
liked.
all hated.
So don't
That
get
was
too
literally
excited,
the worst
fans.
thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
worst
that's
thing I've
it,
ever seen.
What is it?
It's
Ryo
not great.
Hishikawa? He looks super familiar.
It's not great.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
and that's the Marmalade Boy news. for
Are you
today.
excited about it? Let us know. I saw there was someone
Do
who
you
was.
have an opinion?
Yeah.
Then tell it to
Yes.
us.
Next we have the hottest blonde man in Japan. Ooh, ooh.
So, if you guys don't know how like hair color works, most of these actors that won this award are not necessarily natural blondes. In fact, none of them are.
Not
So,
necessarily, or
Wait,
just
are you
definitely not.
are you telling me that the Japanese people don't have naturally blonde people that live in their
Nope,
country?
but they make it look good. In July this year, 500 men and women aged 20 to 30 answered a ranking survey. And who has the most impactful blonde look was the question. I just love
Gak
Japan
Tasama.
and
Gak?
Surveys.
Mhm. So here are the three. I want you guys to guess who was 1, 2, and 3. We have
Okay.
Gakto,
Oh, I already-
Oh,
Shinoguri,
Gakto's so great.
and
Hyde.
Hyde.
First of all, I love this picture of Shunoguri, by the way, because I looked at it and immediately thought that looks like great teacher Onizuka, and
Yeah.
lo and behold,
He's in that.
He's in that.
Okay.
He's hella in
Yeah.
that.
Oh, he is
gosh.
Gintama. That's what I thought. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
He's
he,
also Gintama.
Yeah.
is he Lupin? He's Lupin.
He's
right?
Oh, in the
Yes,
live
yes.
action.
Yeah,
Mhm,
Shinoguri
mhm.
stars rising into the east.
Yeah.
Always
Listen.
obviously, I'm gonna guess that Gact was first.
Okay, we've
I
I
I
would say
mean-
Gactus first too.
But I also like went through a big Larkancio phase. I love Hyde a lot.
I feel like Gak is first, but I feel like Hyde does it better. That's my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
say Gok though, but then it's not fair because I feel like Gok, if he was
not
wearing like
fair.
a bird on his head, he would pull that off. You know?
Oh, I mean, he's
that's-
for years, and he's like, I'm gonna say Gok's number one. Just because he's been around for so long, and he's just like, I've always had like, like, ooh, like he could sing to me all day, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Sing to
Vanilla
me
dude.
all day. Stop it.
Dude.
The big reveal is that number 1 was Gakto.
Oh,
So,
nailed it.
number
Yes.
2, Hyde or
We're
Shin.
the best.
Hyde.
Hi.
I'm say Hyde. I don't like this. I just
I don't
Shinoguri's
like
his.
blonde hair at all.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah.
He doesn't even
JT
have
and
blonde
like
hair right now.
NSYNC, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it
1999.
looks like. It looks like Justin
See,
Timberlake.
somebody in chat said the
circa
same thing. Somebody
98,
says that it
yeah.
looks like Shinoguri could have been in the Backstreet Boys.
Yes.
That's true.
Almost
Those
ramen
frosted
hair.
tips.
He looks like Asian Nick Carter.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is a little ramen hair, like
Little-
poor little
tiny.
poor little
Oh,
Finn
but-
Jones.
Yeah.
So the answer
Eh.
is it was Hyde was number 2 and Shin was number
Nailed it.
3.
Nailed
Nailed it.
I
Terrible
feel
as a
like
blonde.
Yeah.
musicians have like an unfair advantage of
Yeah.
colorful hair, though. You know what I
Mhm,
mean?
mhm.
It's like an actor. The actors always look good with just black hair. Like I feel like no matter what other hair color they have, black hair will always work better for them. But
I
then
think
for
so.
musicians,
Yeah, but
they're
the rock
always
stars-
having crazy hair. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
I think it's great, guys. What do you think? What's your order between these three? ooh, steamy stuff. I love it, guys.
I
Moving
just
on.
Like somebody wrote Nick Carter-sama.
Yeah.
Nick Carter.
Please make that into a shirt.
Yes.
Please.
yes, we will rock that
And it
for
needs
sure.
to just be like baby Nick Carter with just like
It
a
has,
white
like,
t-shirt.
no point of reference. Just that's what it
Yes,
says.
just
But
Nick
have you
Carter-sama.
seen Nick Carter recently?
Oh, he's
Not
Have you
recently.
seen him?
No one has.
Yeah.
You need to use that face, his face now on that shirt.
So like new
That's all
Dream
I'm
Daddy
saying.
DLC. Ooh,
Yeah.
I hope so.
Ooh.
I hope so. Yeah, guys. Also, these bags have been evolved into their final form because they're shirts.
That's
They, which I am feeling different about it, but
So
Oh,
they're called Ita-bag,
okay.
which means
I just don't get it.
I 100% feeling different about it as well.
Ita bags
I
and
100%
Ita shirts.
love it.
Yeah, so what are like explain
So,
the shirt
explain.
really
Ita
well.
Explain.
anything is that there's so much of the thing you love in it that it hurts to look at. So Ita means Itai, like to hurt. So an Ita bag used to just be a bag with like a bunch of pins of like just one character, you know? So the Ita shirt is something you can wear on your body that's basically, what is this, like a XXL
Yeah.
with a
Yeah,
plastic
I mean,
heart
it
on
looks,
it?
it looks to to
It's
me
like
they
a t-shirt dress with
Yeah.
with a
Like they
heart
bas-
bag.
It
sewn
looks
onto
like
it.
it looks like they got an Ita-bag and then they just glued it on top
onto
of
the
a
front
shirt.
of like a
That's what
men's
happened.
XL T-shirt
Yeah,
and tried to
exactly.
pass it off
Yeah.
as a
This is a
dress?
dress. It's
For
a
girls?
boyfriend
It's
shirt. No,
odd.
it's just a very large
I
shirt.
feel like I feel like it would have worked better if they tailored the shirt a bit more, but I'm down with it. I like it.
Yeah, I actually
Uh.
I don't hate it either. I like the Ita-bags because from the point of view of I have all these pins and it's like,
Yeah,
what do I do
them?
with these pins?
Oh,
but the question
but
is,
like,
is your first thought, I'm going to put it into my shirt?
No,
Yeah,
but now it is.
I feel like the elementary school me would be like, yeah, I can show off all my pins I got, you know. But now I
I
don't
feel
know.
like it's the evolution of remember like the anime Hawaiian shirts back in the day.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I had one of those.
See?
That's different.
I can't
feel like
hate
it's a
on
little
Dude, I
different.
had this one that I can't remember. I got at some weird store in the mall in Connecticut that was like a Rurouni Kenshin one with flames. It was amazing.
I
It
know
was
that
amazing.
one.
Oh my God.
He's
How
like,
d-
Yeah, it's
How
so
he's
does
the high
it
good.
stay?
ponytail, the low ponytail.
Yeah.
How does it stay like in the package? Because it's like
think it's
if you
zipper.
just threw it in, it's just all gonna like
No, but-
pool on the
Well,
bottom,
if it's
right?
pins,
Yeah.
you
There's a
pin it to
pin.
the back of the shirt.
Yeah, it's a shirt. You can pin
Yeah.
pins
Oh.
in your shirt.
Yeah, you don't just throw it
I
like
thought
a
it was made of
bag, you
glass
throw
or
it in.
something.
Well,
Like a
no,
bucket.
That's what I always thought it was. I was like, why are they? It's just like a
It's
vinyl
it's
bag
got
to see through. Now
it's
you
got
can
like
see
a
that you're
zipper
messy.
in it, and then you pin it inside so you can
Yeah.
arrange it nicely.
Oh, so
It's like-
cute.
Hey, look at me! I'm a hoarder.
Anyways, guys, I don't know. Like, I think you guys could probably rock it. I definitely more power. I think you guys could rock it. I can't rock it.
He'd
There's
wear
no
it
way I
with
could
like a
rock
bunch
it.
of One Piece BS in it.
Oh, it'd have all the
Yeah.
One Piece.
All the My Hero Academia.
Academia.
stuff.
It would,
Yeah.
it would just be like I would just have Luffy just with all the different shorts he wears. That's all. I have all the Luffys, which brings us to our next segment, which is next time on Insert Anime Here.
Oh.
And that's what we decided
That's
to go
good,
with.
that's good,
We
that's
are
good.
working
Yeah.
on the titles,
That's a
guys.
collaborative effort. We literally just did that 10 minutes
Yeah,
ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Max,
If you want us to change them,
Max,
just
Matt,
let us
and
know.
I thought of that one. So
Oh.
if you hate it, you can blame us.
Hashtag blessed.
This week, guys, we're gonna be talking about My Hero Academia season 2. We only have 5 episodes left, so
boy.
I'm gonna play this bad boy theme song while we talk about it.
Yeah.
Opening 3 theme song. Oh,
Ugh, so
my
metal.
God.
So good. Workout music.
it is
Wait.
workout music, guys. What do you think about it, guys? So far, this series has been it's taken over in the #1 shonen slot. I don't know if that's still is it still the
I think it is.
I don't know because I think One Piece
I-
at this point might
it
have
kind of
like
keeps
damn it.
waffling back and
Yeah.
forth between the two. I
God
believe.
damn you,
But
One
the
Piece.
fact that Shonen has gotten their finally a new
At
big
least-
Shonen
contender.
contender.
yeah, a comparable series to One Piece.
I will say also that it delights me that this season is only going to be 25 episodes because with any new shonen series, there's always the fear that it's going to go into that One Piece territory of just
Yeah.
having millions
700
of
episodes.
episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first season of this is only 13 episodes, and then this second season is going to be 25 episodes. This is episode 20 of season 2.
Yeah.
Everybody's back at school now. They're done with their hero internship.
They're really never in school.
Which
That works for like 10 minutes. There's like maybe like I can like count on my hands how many episodes. There's like 6 episodes where they're actually
Yeah.
in school, and
Exactly.
it's all in
Listen,
the first
there was an
season.
extended scene in a classroom in this episode,
That's
so
right.
that sort of counts as being
I know
at school.
you may you haven't given it you've given like the first 5 episodes.
No,
right?
it's 9. So since the last time we talked, I'm still on episode 9.
God.
Like,
We talk about this every week,
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah.
Literally
here
every week we talk about it.
keeps telling me to watch it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know, man.
Well,
Wait,
I
let's.
love it,
Can we have a moment of
so-
shaming?
Everyone, here we go.
I know.
It's gleaming eyes and like a shadow of us. Just like
Yeah.
super tall
I think
shadows.
so
I honestly just feel like I have to get to a point where like they talk about the side characters more because like I do not like the main guy.
just scrolling over at
Oh,
episode 20, man.
I do
He's
not
the best,
care
though.
about him.
Yeah. I actually, of the characters, like he's definitely not my favorite because there's so many great side characters.
There
That's true,
are.
that's
But
true.
his story at least is the follow through storyline that you follow. Like I'm
Yeah.
kind
But
of
he
okay
grows.
with that.
But
He
grows.
does. He grows
Especially in this latest episode when they start really revealing
Yeah.
all like the origins of his
Yeah.
powers and
Yeah.
All Might as well. Like you start to see why he's so important.
Mhm.
to-
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and so I mean, this is a major spoiler for this
Spoilers,
episode. So this is my
spoilers.
spoiler alert. Even though for the most part in this episode it was mostly just character interaction, except for the big reveal origin
Which-
story of the One for All, which actually evolved out of another power,
Yeah.
the
Yes.
All for
One.
One.
Which is, I have to say, thematically,
So
I
cool.
love it.
I love it
Yeah.
too. I love it so much.
But can I please just interject and say that I had to
No.
rewatch the explanation scene twice because I couldn't understand what's happening because he kept saying it all for one for all, like over and over again. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, which one belongs to what now? I had to like make a little chart.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out what they were saying at first.
So basically, All
bad
for
listener.
One is the power that originated One for All. And apparently, All for One can take powers and then give powers.
Yeah,
somebody
So,
else.
somebody
to
else.
somebody else.
Ah.
But apparently, his younger brother was quirkless. And as soon as he got a power to stock powers, he ended up figuring out his power is to pass on quirks.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he didn't really want the power. Like, he was trying to reject it in the first place. And so
Mhm.
that was the birth of the One for All, in that he
Yeah.
was able to pass that power on to someone else. But we find out that the One for All is basically a culmination of every person who has
Yeah.
previously
Yes.
had this
That's
And
right.
power.
I think there's 7 of them. I think there's 7
There's a 7 predecessors.
predecessors.
Yes,
Which
there's
is
7.
crazy because then you think about the legacy of like these predecessors, and for the most part, let's say the life of a superhero is like 10 years or something. So it's like 50 years of this actually going on. Like then you realize that this is like a huge part of the history of the world of like academia.
Yeah,
Like,
they don't
literally
say
just
how
these
long
two
it's
powers.
been.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's a
And-
really big reveal.
What I love about it, I just love the delicacy and the how incredible All Might is with when he's like and how he handles the situation
Yeah.
and when he tells Midoriya all of this. He's like,
To me, All Might is just this really great example of the really macho shonen character who just turns out to be so much more than he really is. And that's the thing that I continually and am impressed with in this
Yeah.
series, is the fact that it is taking all of these anime archetypes and it is unraveling them. Nobody is exactly what you expect them to
Yeah.
be.
I feel like that to me sounds interesting, so I feel like I'll probably.
Yeah.
Stupid you,
I mean,
man.
the crazy thing is, it's like she's literally one of the biggest fans of Naruto
I
I've ever
know!
seen. And this is Naruto.
it's totally Naruto.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But
I
she liked in
become-
her youth, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
I've become that fan of, like, everybody has that friend who's like, oh, I'm never gonna watch Naruto. I've become that person, but for my
Yeah.
Don't be like you,
Oh
man.
no!
Unnecessarily spiteful.
I am also endlessly delighted by the fact that Bakugo had to get that haircut to be
Yeah.
in Best Genus.
Oh, so
Oh, yeah.
cute.
Turn crew, and
Yeah.
every time he gets angry, it just
Yeah, that little bit of filler where they all come back to school and are talking about the
Yeah.
stuff they learned, which is
Yeah.
And my
locker room.
Oh, my
Oh,
heart
man.
was so broken when everybody was talking to Midoriya and Ida and
I know.
Todoroki, which today's Ida's birthday, by the way.
I think
Hey!
Ida's like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Good guy,
Love
Ida.
I was so scared he
I
was
do
gonna.
like Ida.
No peeping.
Oh, Ida's
Here's a crime.
But when they're saying to them, like, man, we heard that you guys got rescued by Endeavor, and just Todoroki being
Oh,
like,
he just like.
Yeah.
Yep,
Uh-huh.
that's exactly
I
what
love the
happened.
struggle between Todoroki
I
and
love
and
Todoroki.
Endeavor.
He's my
Like,
favorite.
Yeah,
I
it feels
didn't- I
like it's
didn't
kind
like
of.
him at first.
I feel like
In
it's
the
wrapped up a
beginning.
bit, but like, yeah, you're right. I didn't like him either.
But like when you finally discover, and that's what's great about this whole series, that every single character, the more that the story goes on, you learn that there's so much to every single character, except Mineta. That guy's a piece of shit. Every single person,
Oh, Monendo.
every single person
Damn.
is like
Yeah.
so. There's I love every single character.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool. I didn't mind, like, we got a little bit of filler, like the whole Froppy episode.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't get that in the manga, so it was nice to see them actually go
Dude,
through
Froppy
their-
and the
But
seal
Froppy's
guy,
the
like,
best.
it kills me.
Froppy-
It's so good.
When I got too Froppy, I was like, oh, I'll watch this for this girl.
Yeah, she's great. And yeah,
She
the last
develops
episode was
too,
about her,
yeah.
which was just
Froppy
awesome.
was in the last episode. We get oh my god, the last episode was so great because you got 2 animal humanoid people, and that's
Yes.
just like
Yeah.
my favorite thing. It's just so
Yeah.
funny. I was like, what?
Froppy and the
Chief of
sea lion.
police. The chief of
Oh
police
yeah,
is a
she's
dog.
the
Yeah.
dog. Yeah.
Oh,
I like
God.
it,
He's a
in the-
straight up
he even
dog.
Says, like,
great.
is
Juan?
it a dog or a man?
Yeah, and he ends all of his sentences with "Juan," which means like rough or
Rough
whatever,
or
or
wolf.
wolf. Yeah, I was like crying and like screen capping.
So yeah, guys, we are going to continue to talk about My Hero Academia season 2 until we get to the end of the season. But once again, it's only 5 more episodes. So
Yeah.
after that,
Yeah,
we'll
you
be
only have
I'll
to
just have
catch
to
up.
go
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
through it.
Well, you only have about 30-ish
Yeah.
episodes
Yeah.
to watch.
Yeah.
And
do that
listen,
at
for a
night.
shonen series, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I
it's
feel
not
like
bad.
too, like it's gonna. I like if you. I'm not gonna say what it is or anything, but in the manga, I could feel where they're going to end it, and I thought they were going to end it with Stain for this.
I actually thought so too, but
Bec-
then
Kept on going.
for the most part, We
Oh,
know.
we know.
We know.
We
Read the
know.
manga.
I'm gonna definitely read ahead in this once we're done.
I couldn't
with this
wait.
season
I couldn't
because
wait anymore.
I really love it. But anyway, so once we wrap this up, we will be moving on to talking about another series, and we'll probably do a fall anime preview on this show leading up to it because
Yes.
we want to get feedback from you guys to know what continuing series you would like us to
Continuing
cover
series.
in the fall once
Which is, like,
we're done with
coming
My
up.
Hero
Yeah.
Academia. It's real soon,
Yeah.
guys. So
Yeah.
we'll check in with you about that. But be thinking ahead because we
I
want to
bel-
cover the stuff that you guys want to hear about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the suggestions was Selma, right?
Yeah, should we
Oh,
get
yeah.
you a solo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where's
Because
this
Selma-
I would be
I love
surprised if
that.
that didn't
I love
win,
that show.
but you know,
We're gonna
you guys
make
can
it win.
influence
So we'll
it.
figure it out.
No,
Yeah.
whatever you guys pick, we're not gonna do it. We're just gonna pick our own thing.
Really quick, guys, what's everyone's favorite character in My Hero Academia? And you guys too in the chat, like, what's your favorite character? Who do you
Yes.
want to see more of? And just who do you think is your favorite right now?
Ida is my favorite. I love Big Brother
Yeah,
characters,
yeah.
and I was really scared that he was gonna go the route of Sasuke and be like,
Oh.
the
The Sasuke
evil now. Like, I really
character.
thought he was gonna do a Sasuke,
Yeah.
but then he pulled back and just like had regret and fixed. I don't know. He just like had regret and fixed the way he was doing things. I feel bad if we're talking the spoilers, but I just really, really liked him and his like, I'm just gonna try real hard to be like my brother. And just
It seems to me that many people in the chat are in agreement with me, which is Todoroki is my favorite character.
Who's
'cause
Todoroki?
He's
I-
the
Uh,
half-
He's the half ice, half fire.
Oh, that guy.
I love broody anime
Whatever.
boys with daddy issues. What
Yeah.
can I say?
That guy, I hate
That
his
is a
character design.
very specific type. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. Listen, I watch a lot of mecha
But
anime.
it's in every anime I watch. I feel
Yeah.
it's always one broody dude.
Who has that issues? Oh, everyone in anime.
I think my favorite is gosh, it's just so hard. I definitely All Might because I just love All Might so much. He just makes me so happy, and he's this like
This
symbol
pure
of
little
hope.
soul over here.
I'm a little Midoriya, dude, with All Might.
You see
I feel
sparkles
it,
coming over
like-
his head.
Yeah, I'm just like, I just love All Might. I just love that he's just this. He is good, like, but he's also this dude. You know what I mean? Like, and he sacrifices that normal life so that people have something to hold on to in times of darkness. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just really, I love that so much. And I thought it was gonna be like just like a Superman character, but
No,
he's so much more
This
than
character's
that.
so deep.
And I love Superman.
And that's gonna
But
also make me
I
cry,
love-
by the way. That was a beautiful speech.
Oh,
They are
Tearing up a
foreshadowing
little
like
bit.
crazy
Yes,
about
they
that.
really are.
yeah.
Warm up your black heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's your
One
favorite
heart.
character?
Yeah, no, Max. Just
What's
right
your
over.
What's your favorite character,
Nope.
Yume? Please tell me.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Well,
character?
Normally in most
the four
anime
that
too,
you
you
know.
follow Emma with like Emma's type. Like usually my type is the main character type. Like I love Naruto, but I hate Midoriya.
Okay.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's not his
But
fault.
I do love Froppy, like the way that she's designed. I think a lot of the girls I like.
She's a
The
great
girls are
character.
Froppy's
yeah.
great. I
Yeah.
love Froppy.
Yeah.
I even like Yaoyorozu or Momo. And actually, I really like Mei Hatsumi, who's Hatsume, which is the engineer girl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god,
She's
she's
rad.
great. Yeah.
She's rad.
Yeah.
Characters. Yeah.
Cool. And then
My favorite, huh? My favorite, I would have to say, is Deku. Yeah.
I know
Aw,
he's so
Midoriya
precious
slash
and
Deku.
pure.
Do you know Yume? He changes his name to Deku halfway through. It's just
Yeah.
The-
Well, that was
reason-
his nickname as a kid too.
Right, right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, even the
Matt
name.
equals Midoriya.
Even the
So true.
Oh no.
oh, thanks guys. That's super.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus Ultra.
If
Yeah.
he like starts going out and fighting crime, like this is your fault. That's
Yep.
all I'm saying.
Yep. Yep. And to that nerd in the chat, so Shinji on his own can't be an OTP, but Shinji and Kaoru. That's an Evangelion reference. Moving on.
We're going to be talking more about that in the future. And thank you, Lives, all of your input. If you like the show, if you want to see improved, whatever, just let us know, man. And we love to hear what you like about like all the shows we like. So yeah, man. Which brings us to our next thing, really quick. Hot takes. Everyone, say one anime-related thing that stood out for you this week.
This week.
Oh, I was gonna. Kakagure is very good.
Kakeguri.
Guri.
Kakegurui.
Yeah, I've heard good stuff about that series.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
love
gambling
that
one,
series.
right?
It's a gambling.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah. It's like demented in the best way, and I really love gambling anime. I don't know why. Like gambling.
Is it because you're Asian,
I
Max?
am-
I think it's
I
'cause you're
am-
Asian and you love
Whoa,
gambling.
stereotype. I don't like to gamble with my own money, but I like other people gambling their own
the
money.
truth comes out.
So, but it's beautifully animated. It has a excellent art style. It's like demented and twisted in like the most entertaining way. I'd say watch it. That's my hot take.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
I feel like my hot take is like Aho Girl for me has been very entertaining in the troubling times that we live in. It's just very slapstick, and yes, there's some abuse that kind of happens, but in a funny, lighthearted way.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's like anime
Acceptable.
violence.
Yes, and she's kind of like a monkey, and I've assumed that's why she likes bananas so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
That makes
is-
sense.
That is what they infer.
I think that's
That's what they
worth
will say.
watching if you need something lighthearted and funny.
And it's short.
Yeah, I think for me, last week in Super was pretty crazy. Just Super in Dragon Ball Super in general has been like pretty wild.
Are you
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about
I won't say-
where
I
it
can't
is
say
up
what it
to
is.
currently
In
airing in
the-
Japan?
Yes, in
Okay.
sub. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude. There's like the 10-year-old me is like, this is so crazy.
Where is it now?
My
You're at the universe. It's a universe.
The
tournament.
universe
It's 12
tournament.
years.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
won't say
that's
anything
right.
else, but
Yeah.
it's been getting really juicy the last couple episodes.
So for me, my hot take is that this weekend, so last weekend, Ghost in the Shell standalone complex ended its Toonami run, and this weekend it was replaced with Outlaw
Lost
Star.
Star!
So I rewatched the first episode because it's been a super long time since I watched the series. I
Oh,
own
man.
it all on
It's
DVD.
so
I
good.
immediately ordered the Blu-rays, by the way. I
Yeah.
got them right before I came here.
That's awesome.
And God, that series I feel like gets overshadowed so much in the
It
US
does.
by Cowboy Bebop because the dub of Cowboy Bebop is good. So I understand a lot of people recommend Cowboy Bebop as a starter anime because it is actually a very good dub. But damn, Outlaw Star is so good,
Outlaw
you guys.
Star's-
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay, so
And-
that's the whole thing. Is it's an unfair comparison.
It is
and
an
all
unfair
they're doing is
comparison.
taking one thing. It's like, oh, it's
Just 'cause
about
they're both
space
space
sci-fi.
westerns.
It's like
Yeah.
Tuesday sci-fi.
But they're two totally different genres.
Totally different. And on top of that, guys, Jim Hawkins is the least annoying child in an anime in all of existence. He
That's
calls
true.
Gene out on his shit all of the time, and I love it. Like, it's super funny. In the first episode, there's a scene where Gene's like macking on a waitress, and he's like, yeah, it's cool. And Jim's like, cool, then take your hand off her ass.
Yeah.
It's so great.
And also grappler ships are dope too. So
Yeah,
that's all I'm
yeah.
Grappler
So
ship's
I'm
so
I'm
good.
really excited to revisit this series.
What I'm
Yay.
curious about is that are they going to have the Onsen episode because we are
Oh,
all
the one
grown
that
adults
never
that
happened.
never aired in
yeah,
America.
I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah,
Do
because
it, Tsunami.
there is a huge plot point that they're like with that episode gone. It's like one of the most major plot points for the last episode, and you just don't understand
No
it if you don't
idea.
have that episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my quick hot take is that I wasn't talking about Boruto. That's too easy. I'm going to talk about gamers. I
Oh,
started
so
I started
cute.
the
I
show
love
a
that.
little late. I jumped into it maybe 3 episodes after it was already out, and it's still currently airing. And
Yeah.
the first episode 2, I'm crying. I'm like on the couch
Yeah.
crying, like holding myself, like, oh god, I feel all the feelings.
Wait, was episode 2 the one where they revealed that like the cool guy was a
No.
nerd?
And
as
then
a
his,
yeah,
like,
kid?
and then his
The
girlfriend
girl fell in love
has
with him
been
when he was
following him the
nerdy.
whole time. that moment, like, I'm like starting to tear up right now. Like, it was just so sweet and cute and real nice. So this show is about people who are gamers who play games. They're in high school and the different kinds of gamers that exist and how it makes them feel like good about themselves and how they like gaming.
Yeah.
Oh man,
And
I-
It's
I love
so
that.
good.
I love that.
I don't know how that like totally. I had not even heard
So
about
good.
that until
Yeah.
just
So,
now,
yeah,
which
it
is
aired for
crazy.
me, so I like watched it randomly after it aired, but yeah, literally like when the kid is like, I'm not gonna join the gamers club because I like to play games for me and I don't want these
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
I was like, they mean that I play games like that.
Yeah, and I think that that's what is so strong about the series is the fact that it does have this very positive message of
Yeah.
the only thing you need to do to be considered a gamer is enjoy playing
Yeah,
video games.
exactly.
Like
You
the
don't
thing.
have to be great at Overwatch to be a gamer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
fucking terrible at first-person shooters, you
Yeah.
guys. Awful, but I still consider myself a gamer because I enjoy playing video
Exactly.
Yeah,
games.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
And like
But-
the kid is very like, oh, I like losing sucks and I don't always have to win, but like when I do win, I enjoy it, and I enjoy it even if I don't win. Like,
Yeah.
I love that about it.
Yeah.
Okay, but
I-
what
and,
what is the end theme of Mario though? That's what I need to know. Otherwise, you're not a real good gamer. That's all I'm saying.
Oh wow, wow.
Just saying.
No.
No.
But
Game-
but
game rating.
Times New
Ponin.
Ponin Times New Ponin. I could not read the opening credits very well of Defenders this weekend, and I immediately made an appointment to get my eyes re-examined. But anyway, yeah. So I agree with you that I do love how many tropes it skirts, but then subverts. It's the same thing that I like about My Hero Academia, where
Yes.
you
Yes.
have all of these character archetypes and nobody actually fits into those,
Yeah.
even though at first glance they
Yeah, 'cause
appear
they
to be
lead
those
you
things.
in a way to make you think that you know where this is going, and then they turn.
Yes.
So you're saying that
So
it
it's
actually
good.
has some depth to it.
It does. It's
So
very
make sure to
relevant.
check out all these shows.
And
guys.
Janelle, it's okay if you're bad at all games but Overwatch. You are still a gamer.
That's right.
Yeah.
Which brings us
'Cause
to our
we
main
don't-
event, guys. Our main event that we're going to be talking about is Little Witch Academia Season 2, which dropped last week. This came out. I was
Just
like,
came
oh.
out, yeah.
Yeah.
No
Hooray.
announcement whatsoever. It came out on a Tuesday.
Oh,
Netflix,
random.
get your shit
I
I
together.
think it's strange because like it's not really 2 seasons. It's,
No.
it's only one
One
season.
long
Yes.
season, that's
Yeah.
25
Netflix is, like,
episodes.
But
determined
Netflix
to make
cut
it
it
2
in half,
seasons.
Yes.
which they do with a lot of
They
stuff.
do.
They did it for Unlimited Blade Works
Yeah.
too, and you need the second chunk because it like ends at
Yeah.
not just like a random day.
The thing that
Yeah.
worked out fine for me with Little Witch Academia being broken into what Netflix considered to be 2 seasons is that this series is extremely episodic.
Yes.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in the way of like Star Trek is extremely
Yes.
episodic, where
And
each
like Doctor Who, too.
each
Yeah.
individual episode is a full satisfying story for the most part. Every once in a while there's a to be continued. In this second half of season 1 there was a great 2-parter about Diana Cavendish, who is just my girl. I love her so much.
She ended up being so cute and great.
Yeah.
And look at all this character building we're doing in the background, guys.
Yeah.
It was real good. That's a good 2-parter.
yeah.
And like I don't know, like I like that part too about it. I feel like I could just jump in at any moment, and like I was able to watch it like while multitasking, which I like too. I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
The dub's really good.
I
Actually,
yeah,
really
I
like
like
the
to watch
dub.
the dub
It
as
is
well
actually
because
quite
I was
good.
doing stuff while
I
watching
mean,
it.
but the shame of it is like just to watch it in the background, like is not doing the animation any justice.
Animation's
way.
The animation
amazing.
is so
Animation.
good.
Yes.
You know that episode with Constance where they like it's
where
basically
they
turns
build the
into Gurren
Yeah.
Lagann.
Yeah.
It's just straight up Gurren Lagann. And I was
Yes.
just like, when I saw that, I was like, oh man, this is why I love this
Yeah.
show.
That
right
whole
here.
episode,
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to the animation just being beautiful, that whole episode made me so
So
happy.
Such a
funny.
good
Because
episode.
it was all about Constanza being the kind of person that she is, not wanting to connect with anybody
Yeah.
and having her little army of standbots being the only thing to
Yeah.
keep her company. But then she sees Akko get through to her. The thing that I think is really great about the series as opposed to the shorts, which I was a really big fan of, is that in the shorts, I feel like they had Akko dialed up to a 14 at all
Yeah.
times, and I
Yes.
found her a little irritating.
Mhm.
I love her in the series.
She
I
definitely has a
really
good
do.
balance here because it's like even though she makes mistakes, I feel like she very much learns her lessons quickly as opposed to it just being like I'm just this way because whatever, you know, like there's actual building and I feel like those shorts, while good, it was just really more of a
Yeah, you don't
caricature of
get
what
it,
that
yeah.
person was
Totally.
supposed to be as opposed to
Yeah.
the actual building of that person. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it did a very good job of actually for all the characters, not like every character is actually interesting. All the side
I
characters
feel like
are
the
actually
ensemble
interesting.
cast is what is strongest about this.
Yeah.
Oh, the ensemble's great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Totally. And this is something we could have talked about, in the Gurren Lagann part. Like this whole thing was put together by Trigger. If you didn't know,
Studio Trigger, y'all.
yeah.
So
Who did
Studio Trigger
Gurren
did obviously Gurren Lagann,
Gurren
Kill
Lagann.
Kill,
Kill
Inferno.
Kill.
You
And
know, all the
before
good
that, they
ones.
did Gunbusters as well.
Mhm.
Which
Oh,
is where
good
all
old
that comes from.
Gunbusters.
Yeah. Trigger didn't do it, but it was like
The
most of the
predecessors.
GameX team
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
did Gunbusters, and that's where it all comes from. So.
Yeah, and the team, like the director, Yo-Yo Shinari, he was a key animator on Neon Genesis Evangelion, and
that
Furikuri and
Genesis.
Gurren Lagann, and it just, there was, so the shorts you're talking about, there was a one short released in 2013.
Mhm.
Mhm.
There was a sort of movie version, it's also on Netflix, called Little Witch Academia Enchanted Parade, which was released in 2015, I believe,
Mhm.
which was crowdfunded. They were like, let's make it a little longer. Just kids just give us some money, and they raised the
Yeah.
money in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was out of
of course.
control.
Yeah, of
Then they asked for
course.
some more to make it.
If
longer.
Trigger's like, hey, give me money for just like anything, we're gonna make a commercial about dogs. I'd be like, yeah, here's my all.
Here you
just
go.
all
The
my
best
money.
commercial
Because
about
Yeah.
dogs.
is it going to be beautiful and nice and thought provoking and emotional? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Trigger does. Yeah.
Totally.
So I guess if you had to split up season 1 and 2, and again, I think the reason Netflix did it to split it up is because they didn't want to wait for all 25 episodes to debut in Japan and then release it. They
Yeah.
wanted to at least release something out.
Yeah,
while it was
well,
still airing.
and on top of that, anytime that Netflix does a release, they do a worldwide release. So if you'll notice, I noticed when I was switching the language on mine, because I watched some in Japanese and I watched some in English, there were also options for French,
Yeah.
German, Spanish. So they
So
needed
rollouts.
all of that to be done by
Yeah.
the time that
Yeah.
it actually dropped on Netflix. So that takes a while.
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
And I feel like,
Absolutely.
because when I was watching, I had it in English, then it switched to Japanese, and then I started cycling through all the different languages.
Yeah.
And even across the board, the dubbing for all those different languages are really strong.
And I think this show is a great for people who like don't know how to get into anime. I think this is a really nice intro for people who
I
like
totally
have never seen
agree.
it before.
Because it's totally Magical Girls meets Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
Yeah.
or like The Worst Witch, if you've ever seen that show.
Yes, yeah, 100%.
Totally
I will
like
not
season
watch
one.
it.
And on top
It
of
is
that,
an English show.
Okay.
one of the things that I actually think Little Witch Academia does better than Harry Potter is the rival character. Diana is
Yeah.
a much better rival than
She
Draco.
is.
She has
Malfoy
more
is.
depth. Well, I mean, okay, so it's hard to compare the two because it's like, yeah, there's like a sinister side to it, but Harry Potter has like a straight up like genocidal side
That's
to it.
fair. That is fair,
And Little Witch
actually.
Academia is like,
Like the
yeah,
devil shows up in
yeah,
Harry
it's like
Potter.
a whole problem, but it's
Right.
like, it's kind of like the first 3 books of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That's what this
Yeah.
kind of
Yes.
embodies the best.
Listen,
And
I just
Yeah.
really wanted a very talented Slytherin character, and Harry Potter did not give me that.
Sure.
So
Because
to
it's
me,
great
that's
Slytherin.
Diana.
It was very like cut and dry. Like the Slytherins are bad.
Yeah.
I think in this one it's just like yes, she's kind of mean at some point, but like.
But
she's
it's not
very-
even so much her. It's
Yeah.
Hannah and Barbara,
Yeah,
her dumb
it
little
is.
sidekicks.
It's her
They
mean girl
bitches.
sidekicks, yeah.
Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, just crush them. Just crush them.
That's true.
So I
You
guess
can
if
do
you
it,
guys
Echo. Crush 'em.
absolutely don't know anything about Little Witch Academia, season 1 really focuses on this girl Echo going to witch school, even though she doesn't have magical powers, and
Yep.
she's trying really hard to do her
Yeah.
best.
I love those
She
characters.
wants to be like
I love
Chariot.
those characters.
Yeah, and then the follow through is that her inspiration for becoming a witch named Chariot.
shiny
Is,
Chariot.
it's revealed who she is, and then
Towards the second season.
Chariot's old rival appears in the picture,
Yeah.
and they're all fighting over
Kuro.
the Grand Teskillion. How do you say that?
Teskillion.
Teskillion.
Teskillion, which is our words that
Teskillion?
exist.
That
to-
is,
which is ultimate power.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the thing that I noticed too is like there is a lot of Nordic mythology.
Yes.
Yeah,
A lo-
yeah.
which like it's like kind
Asgard,
of
everyone.
a very interesting like mythos that a lot of people don't ever tap into. It's always something Greek. You know, there's a lot.
Yes.
Obviously, in
Yeah.
anime, there's gonna be a lot of Japanese stuff.
I feel like
Obviously.
the Norse stuff that they do touch on is more like witchcraft rather than the usual like Loki
Yeah.
and Ragnarok.
Yeah.
They all
Right.
gravitate
It's
towards.
always like spirits.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of like the land giveth type
Mhm.
deal. You
Yeah.
know, even the professor. What is her Greenleaf? Green.
With the green hair.
Green hair.
Green
the one that
professor.
looks
Call
like
her
a
green hair
forest
professor.
fairy. I mean, it's hard to miss her. You know, like her. You know, the fact that she's like a teacher and she's like a part of nature and like the forests that are enchanted, like all that stuff.
Yeah, it gives
is
them
like,
the wands and it takes the wands
Yeah.
away.
It
Yeah.
is, and it also kind of links into the ideas of what witchcraft actually is, which
Yeah.
is being very in touch with nature and earth powers. And I
Yeah.
think I think it's handled extremely well in this. And magic is portrayed in a way where you believe that it's real. Like they have thought about all of the magical mechanics in here. And it feels weirdly grounded.
Yeah,
You know?
it's-
Yeah.
I think it's also because like instead of the usual witch trope of it being like devils and like it's like this really heavily
Yes.
like you know the usual English European witch. Like they just take that out basically completely. Besides like the witches and brooms and stuff, but they're more like shamans.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
Mhm.
which is
Definitely.
what I wanted. I wanted a refreshing take on the magical series because like in the beginning when I like actually saw all the promotional and saw all the shorts and stuff, I didn't know if I was into it because I'm like I've seen witches all day. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
there's
God,
so,
damn
such
it.
So many- I was
old
the same way,
things,
dude.
old tropes.
Yeah,
like
feel-
I don't
feel
want
like
it.
it's-
Yeah.
when I first saw the short, I was just like, oh, is this like a Harry Potter fanfic?
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
is that what this is?
Because I'm gonna watch it if it's a Harry
Yeah.
Potter fan.
Yeah, because
I've already seen Harry Potter.
I think it was also like very cutesy, so I was like,
Yeah.
this maybe is it a little too pretty cure for me, but
Mm,
Yeah.
I was watching
Yeah.
it because of Trigger, and I was like, oh, this is actually really
I
cute.
think the
animation is so
animation
good.
kind of not I mean it like the story itself is incredible, the characters are incredible, and then but what really like the moment I started watching it, you just look at the intro and it's like this animation is gorgeous. Like
Yeah.
it's not like it's not like Pretty Cure. Or anything
I
like
think
that.
it was-
felt different, and I like that didn't go like that.
For me, it was like when I saw Trigger, you know, when they started with Kill la Kill, and I was like, I don't know what the hell Kill la Kill is. And then you watch Kill la Kill, and you're like, I still don't know what the hell it is, but I really like it. You know, and then for Trigger to go from Kill la Kill, which is very more up towards the teen /
You can use the
adult
word
mature.
graphic.
Oh yeah.
And then they just double back into Little Witch Academia, and you know you got to think to yourself, it's like, oh, maybe this isn't a Triggered production thing. It's like a Trigger Trigger animated it and there was someone else kind of behind the reins.
I mean, Trigger's like, their roster of anime is pretty. It's huge.
It's across the board.
And I agree. It's very diverse. They don't have just one kind of anime that they do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy to go from like that, Kill la Kill type craziness / Gurren Lagann type craziness and like all that fan service to like basically no fan service. But I really love it because it doesn't have that.
Yeah,
the fact that it is for kids, but like really concentrates on the storytelling
it's really good.
it's Trigger's strength.
It's
It
like
totally
it's similar to Legend of Korra or an Avatar: The Last Airbender in that it is absolutely directed at 12-year-olds, but it doesn't treat 12-year-olds like they're morons.
I would say
That's-
it even aims a little younger because my friend Amy has she has twin girls that are, how old are they, like
They're 4,
they
almost
look like
5?
they're 7, but
Yeah.
they're like 4 or 5ish, just really tall. And they watch, they love watching Pretty Cure because it's dubbed. And so we all are like, dubbed anime, But for little kids she's a mother who likes animation and wants her kids to love anime too. So it's important for them because they can't read yet to look at English dubbed anime. And I was like, this is perfect for them because it doesn't deal with really too many adult themes, and it's just about friendship and believe in yourself. You know what I mean? And there's no fan service at all. So
Which
it's
is so it's like refreshing.
It's
You know?
refreshing.
It
'cause
really-
can get
like-
It is
annoying.
very refreshing.
You take that for granted, but once you've gone through like 500 titty anime,
It's true.
like
it's true.
like everything when they just insert fan service for no reason,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
Why?
I got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
women
Yeah.
have breasts.
I-
Cool. Let's move on.
I
'Cause
see.
it is no, it's not secret that I enjoy fan service and titty anime, but I feel like Trigger doing this shows how diverse they can be and
Absolutely.
how
Yeah.
well-rounded that studio can be.
Yeah,
Yeah, I totally
it really
agree.
does like give them actual like,
Yeah.
wow, you guys are very talented
Yeah.
and whatever. I mean,
Like,
you're
you
probably
guys just don't do boobs.
You guys are gonna probably go back to it. I'm pretty sure. The
Sure,
next one's
yeah.
probably gonna be like sentient boobs. Who the hell knows? It's
Yeah.
Trigger. It could be anything. But like this is a good example why Trigger should continue to make more.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
please, please. Also, because Netflix is releasing all this content, we're not getting the simulcast of this. So how do you guys feel about it? Do you think it works better as a simulcast or as a Netflix is dropping it like in one chunk? How do you guys feel about it?
Good.
I have the thing that pisses me off mainly is the fact that it's not dropping all at one time.
It's not.
It's
No.
dropping into 2 installments, which is not something that I think there's any reason to do with a full series, unless of course you're just trying to milk that series. They did for Unlimited Blade Works, and when I watched it, I was like, yeah, that's super hype, and it gets to that cliffhanger, you're like, next episode, nope, wait a year and a half to see the conclusion,
Yeah.
and that is, to me, if you're going to have a series and it's just one season and it's not a part of the actual production, you're basically fucking me over real hard.
Yeah.
I feel like my issue with it is that the problem that Netflix is having, this is just like from my back end knowledge of it, is that Netflix consumers are used to having these kind of like 10 episodes drop all
For
at once.
sure.
So that's the Netflix consumer. Anime consumer, we're used to simulcast, and
That's true.
if you're
Yeah.
gonna do both, you have to do simulcast. Like, if
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
territory
Yes.
that Netflix wants to move into. Do simulcast
Yeah.
because it's the only way that it
It,
works.
it would be cool if Netflix did do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I
like
I don't know
they don't.
why.
Yeah.
I think
I Ginkgo Walls, I agree with you about dropping 25 episodes at once would definitely potentially scare some people away, especially because Netflix is shifting towards the format of having those shorter seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at the trend amongst Netflix series, all of the previous Marvel Netflix series were 12, 13 episodes, and Defenders was just dropped this past weekend was 8. And that is the way that Netflix is shifting. And I think that overall that is a good thing.
Right.
The issue, I agree with you, Yume, is that anime fans are used to getting simulcasts, and the real problem here is that if they're not getting simulcasts in a way that they can legally enjoy, then they
Yep.
will illegally seek
Yeah.
things
We'll
out.
go
Yes,
with the internet.
exactly,
which is
exactly.
not doing anyone's
But
service.
also-
Now,
Exactly.
They
Here-
all do simulcasts anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
even though there is no simulcast for this, there was a simulcast somewhere.
Sure.
Whether it's Amazon or,
Right.
or
Yes.
Yeah.
Hulu or whatever.
Yeah.
There's always a place. But the thing that I think is like, with your example of Defenders and Daredevil, is like when they're 12 episodes, it's a 12-hour piece of a story.
Yes.
You're basically giving me half of a book,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
telling me to wait for the other half of the book.
Yeah, but
when it already
But
is
it's-
out.
Yeah, it's
Right.
already out there. And I think the biggest criticism that I read about this is also that when they did release the first half, there were a lot of issues. Like some of the dubs weren't coming out automatically when people were watching it. Some of the translations were not as good as fan subs. Like there were
some
many
weird
problems.
translations.
Yeah, there were some very weird.
I watched it in Japanese with the subtitles, and like I know Japanese, and I'm just like, why did they change that?
Yeah.
Like why are they just changing directly what they say?
Exactly.
They'd be like, sorry, and then translation would be like, I don't know what's happening. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah. I mean, it's like it's one of those things where it's just like I know that at some points they try to like match the mouth flaps as we always talk about. But like then they're going based on the mouth flaps, the English version, and not actually translating the Japanese version. So like if you understand enough, like most anime fans who watch subtitle anime understand enough where it's just like that's not what they said.
And nowadays too, fortunately, because you do have stuff simulcasting on Crunchyroll before it ever gets dubbed into English, you get much more accurate translations rather than them just slapping the ADR script on the bottom of the screen, which is what we were getting when we were, legally getting DVDs as teens and kids of anime series that we liked. So again, but my argument is though, Netflix has a much bigger outreach than Crunchyroll does. So I don't think that it's ultimately a bad thing to have anime coming out on Netflix. The problem is that Netflix at this point is just buying the distribution rights to anime,
and then calling it
a Netflix original series.
So
now
like,
here's the thing: if they started producing anime for Netflix, that would be fantastic.
They did. I mean, Knights of Sidonia is a Netflix produced product from Polygon. It's the fact that it was so successful was because they had control over it, and when they brought it out, which was I think when Knights of Sidonia was 25 episodes for that season, right? Like they brought it out, it got super popular, everyone wanted to watch it. They got another season, then they did Blom, and like all these different productions start coming out, and it was perfectly fine because people want to have whatever, even if it's 25 episodes, they want that 25 episodes.
I feel like with Knights of Sidonia, I feel like I saw it somewhere else before Netflix took it. Like Netflix got it halfway through that first season, and then they pulled it off every other streaming site.
Oh, they bought exclusive rights.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
what
When a
Maybe
service
that's what
buys
happened.
exclusive rights, like, so if you guys ever heard of Amazon Strike, because I sure didn't, like well after it was out.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon Strike has exclusive rights to Welcome to the Ballroom, which is why you saw so much advertising for it, like Anime Expo, let's say. And you're like, where is it?
Yeah.
It's only on Amazon
So
Strike.
you can't find it.
And no one wants to be paying an extra $5 on top of Amazon Prime for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, on top?
100
Oh, that's right. I forgot
it's
that's why I
not
don't have
included
it.
with your Amazon
'Cause I
Prime
feel like-
subscription.
It's terrible.
I feel like
Yeah.
Amazon is definitely on the losing end because
Yes.
last season they had this like one of my favorites, Onihei, was like an amazing like very like seinen like Japanese samurai detective like really beautifully animated series, but you could only get it on like Amazon Strike, and I was like, okay, well I'll check it out because I like samurais. But it's like I feel like everybody missed it because nobody knew where to
find it.
find
And I also feel like Amazon is doing itself a disservice because everybody's already paying for Amazon Prime.
Right.
And there's so much that's included with your Prime subscription. So why should you have to pay extra money on? I don't have to
Doesn't make
pay.
any sense.
I don't have to pay extra money to Netflix to watch Little Witch Academia. That is included with my Netflix
I'm
subscription.
already paying you, ding dong.
Exactly. And overall, guys, let's go ahead and get our final thoughts on My Hero Academia for next week, everyone. Or not My Hero Academia, Little Witch
So
Academia.
Little Witch Academia.
So many feelings and tears.
All the academia.
For next week's main topic, guys, we get a poll going in the chat. We could talk for our main topic next week. We could do a new series, a nostalgia pick, or an anime film.
Actually, we know what we're going to be talking about next week.
We do.
Oh, that's
So,
right.
It's already a
guys,
subject.
I don't know if you know this, but Netflix took it upon themselves to make a live-action film version
I don't want
of
to watch
a
it.
beloved manga
I
and
don't wanna
anime
cover-
series.
Oh, my
I'm not
favorite.
watching it.
Death
That's
Note.
my favorite.
No.
I
Oh,
love
no.
it when they ruin the things that I love.
Oh no!
I just ask for it.
I don't want to feel like.
Constantly.
So get ready
don't
for
wanna
some
feel it.
opinions next
I
week.
know.
Next
Oh,
week,
boy.
I am just gonna bring a giant box of salt. That is how I'm gonna
All
feel.
the salt, all this whole
Yeah,
table.
salt.
and then
I
we're just
think-
gonna rub it into our eyes.
And
Yeah.
just,
A
collective
I think anytime
salty
one of
tears.
us like refuses to watch something, we just hold like we have like the noob cap we wear that we're just like, don't ask us about this because we're not watching it.
Chat's like, no, why you do this?
So,
Keep
yeah,
it.
no poll. We're going to do that next week because
Yeah.
we do it for you guys. So you don't have to. On to our next, guys. For one of our final segments of the day is Fuzakeru. Did I say that right?
Fuzakeru.
Fuzakeru. Game time.
More excitement.
Fuzakeru.
Oh.
Here's what we're doing.
I'll be
It's a
back.
tiny little game. The next time we do a game, we'll have you guys control it in chat. But this time, we're gonna do a little freebie for y'all. Everyone's gonna be blindfolded. They have to touch something,
I don't want to touch
And it is,
anything.
you know, it is like otaku related, generally speaking. And guess what it is? They get one guess. If they can't get it, then we start giving them hints.
It's all
Okay?
tentacles.
And chat, you guys can help them with hints, or we'll take a look at chat when you guys are saying.
Yeah.
Can you guys rock paper scissors see goes first?
Okay. All right.
Oh, I
here
hear
it
Vitalis,
comes.
but
All right.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Are we doing John Campon?
Yeah.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. After it.
John Campon. Okay. So I'm going first.
I love how it's like it's not the winner, it's the loser. The loser goes first.
Okay.
This
Once
isn't
you're
a
all
game.
set-
Yeah, this isn't a game of rewards. This is a game of
This is a
punishments.
boxy game.
Okay.
Okay, if you are ready, please hold. This is what she will be touching today. Oh God. It's not gonna be great. Just
Is that my
everyone-
thong?
That is not a hint. Max is trying to distract you. Ugh.
Yes, I
No.
know.
Okay. All right. Let me
that's-
hold on. Just let me. Oh God.
Oh man,
Let
It
me
looks
unfurl.
exactly like it does in the back.
it does.
Guys, you're too many hints.
Sir, yeah,
many
come on.
hints. Okay.
I mean, it doesn't look
Just
exactly
so-
like
just
the
so you guys can
package.
see.
It
All
looks
right, here
exactly
you go.
like
Put
my
your hands down.
Okay.
scrotum.
Oh, weird. Oh, is it like a Korean face mask?
That was too easy.
That was too easy.
That was way too easy.
Oh my god.
Why didn't you guess wet nap
And
like
now
I
you
would
wear it
have?
on your face for the rest of
Why?
the
Because
episode.
listen, I'm very familiar with
Yeah,
this.
wear it
All right.
By instinct.
That was a very easy one. Okay, who's next? Did you guys?
Alright,
Yeah, just go down the line.
Let's
I
just go
just
down the
went
line.
down
Okay, let's go down the line.
Go
Put
down
on the
line, go
blindfold
down
and
the
then
line,
I'll
go down the line.
Okay, here we go.
I'll wreck your spirit.
Sheet the mask.
I'm
That
giving
was
Matt kind
it
of
was
an
kind of
easy one.
crazy too because you literally it was just like, oh, it's a mask. Like it was instantaneous.
Yeah.
Okay. Put your hands
I don't-
forward.
I'm gonna
Lift
be-
your hands up.
Oh.
Oh! I have one of these.
Put your hands down.
What the?
It's
heck?
gonna take a while to figure out what it
Yep,
is. 'cause
this
it's
is
very
harder.
specific.
Yeah, this is very
Why am I?
specific.
You
this
can't just say like a thing. You have to
Okay.
try to figure out what it is.
What? What is this?
What kind of hint could we give him?
I would say no, I would give it away actually.
Try to be a level 1 hint.
It would be I would say it would be a 0-1 hint.
Okay,
Ah.
this is throwing me off.
You can ignore
Don't worry
that.
about
No,
that.
you
Don't
can-
worry
that's
about
not really
that.
meant to
Don't worry
open
about
it.
that. You're not really meant to open it.
Oh, okay.
It's a zero, your
So,
hint is 0.
I would say it's a
Zero-
heavenly
0-1.
creation.
Okay. It feels like a fish.
So chat says it's purple.
Okay.
Purple.
What the hell?
And then one other person said unicorn.
Unicorn?
No.
No.
Is this
You're throwing it off. You're throwing them off.
A reference was made to it earlier on this episode.
All I can say is I'm so fucked up.
Oh my god. I'm
Lots
gonna
of,
say-
a lot of emotional turmoil.
I'm
Okay, I'll
gonna,
give you-
is this? I'm gonna say it's
That
I'm gonna say it's
Fly me to the
it's a
And
it's
let
a
me
magic card.
breathe.
No, it's not a magic card. One final guess. Here's your big hints.
Oh my god.
Na
my
da
God.
da 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 no no.
Oh my god.
Da 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 da
I know
da
this.
da
All right,
da da
guys.
da.
I
Take
can't-
off your blindfold. What is it?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
My hit was gonna be get in the robot, but then that would have given
That
it
would've
away.
given it away.
I thought this was a
100%.
fish.
Get in the
Not a
damn
fish.
robot, Shinji.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very specific.
This I can't believe this is dope though.
Right? It's
Yeah.
from,
It's a
University-
popcorn
University
bucket.
of
Yeah,
Japan.
from
That's a
Universal
popcorn?
Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's why you can
It's
open
for
it.
the
There's a
it's for
strap
the
in it.
ride,
It's
right?
Universal
Yeah.
Japan, yeah.
Never
Yep.
right?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yep.
All right.
I gotta say, I thought it felt like a fish.
Not a fish.
Yeah.
It's never a fish. Pass on the blindfold, please, to Yume.
That's dope.
Hashtag hire
After
Jason.
Jason. Jason wouldn't know. He doesn't know.
No,
anime.
Jason doesn't know anime.
Okay.
Okay, this is what
Ah.
All right, put your hands up. Forward a little bit. Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Michelle doesn't have a microphone,
Oh,
so
no.
there's things
Hands
on the
down.
table
I have
and
a
go. Oh, you do have a lava. Oh, I
Is
didn't
this
even
like
notice that.
yakisoba? Soba?
Wow, it's actually
Noodles?
Yeah, it's noodles. The noodles is good.
Yeah.
Open it up. They
Yay!
are actually
Was
somen
it-
noodles.
Oh, are they
Somen.
somen? Okay.
Somen.
They are the summer treat.
Yeah, because I was like, they're
you can
thin.
put those right back in
Or
there.
just eat them
He
off
gets
the
an
table.
Evangelion head? Come on.
Yep. Okay, and then Max, you're the last one to go.
Max.
Oh, gee, I can see your glasses.
Damn
Speaking of
it.
Your glasses.
Oh my god, Max.
Oh my god, I thought I was gonna get away with it too.
Okay, and then
Okay,
hands
next.
up.
All right, you got this.
All right,
Okay, you got this,
I'll
Max.
be honorable, even though I could totally cheat a million ways.
All right, so put your hands facing down this way. Up.
Facing down,
Good.
okay.
So wait
See,
a
he
second.
didn't go all out. He didn't take off his glasses like I
Down.
did.
And you have to be specific.
Is it Yoshi?
Oh my god! How did you know it was exactly Yoshi?
I've kind of lived
It
a
was
few
a pink
Yoshis in my
Yoshi.
life, you know.
Yeah!
I
You guys
actually-
did super good.
I have a Yoshi plushie, so yeah, that's great.
I was
love
only
it.
able to stump Matt, so next time I'll try harder.
No.
Yeah. Guys,
Yay.
really quick, to our last, if you guys have any questions, we have about like a minute or two that if you guys have any questions for us, we can answer them really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let us know your questions in the
Anime
chat.
questions.
This segment is called Fan Service, where we answer your questions. In the future, we'll probably do a hashtag on Twitter to try to collect some questions ahead of time, so there's a really good discussion topic as well as answering the questions in the chat. So hit us with your questions. Ready?
Yeah.
Go.
We're also
Who
real
is
good at
the
naming.
Favorite series, really
Favorite
quick.
series.
Really quick.
Oh, God.
Evolution
Oh,
or
God.
Galutena?
Oh, nice.
Honey and Clover. I love Honey and Clover.
One Piece.
Naruto.
Blue sub 6.
Damn!
All right, great. Next question. Sub or dub?
Oh, so.
Sub.
Favorite years for anime?
1997.
1996. Cardcaptor Sakura.
Oh,
The
so good.
2000s.
Yeah, I think like mid 2000s for me.
Mid-2000s,
The
yeah.
2000s. Yeah. I think that's all the time we got. Really quick. We'll do a little longer segment next time, guys. We got wrapped up. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. First time we'll be here every week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Hyper Otaku. Remember it. Tweet at us. Keep the conversation going because we got a lot more to talk about. And really quick, welcome our new friends. So welcome to the Hyper family, guys. Michelle, Yume, Max. Where can we find you really quick?
You can find me at Max Salts on the everything.
You can find me everywhere at Yume Warlock.
You can find me at I Am Chubby Bunny on the internet.
And I'm Emma Fife. I can be found all over the internet at my name. Also, be sure to stick around tonight, guys. We have our Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG going live at 8:30 p.m. I will be returning as Luna Nova, who is named after the Academy from Little Witch Academia.
Oh my god!
She is
Oh
a
my
witch.
God.
And then tomorrow, join me live at 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific time for Adventures in Fiefdom. We will be continuing our Dream Daddy adventure.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Still going on first dates with Robert and Hugo, but then going on second dates with our top contenders.
Hey.
And I'm
Yeah,
Max,
sounds
everyone.
good.
I'm here on the channel Hyper RPG, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. The best way to support the channel is subscribing. Check out all of our content, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a great. We need a sign off. What did you think of a sign off?
Plus Ultra.
Oh yeah, ready?
Plus
1, 2, 3.
Plus Ultra.
Ultra!
Bye, guys.